welcome to the Morning Exhale. I'm Stephanie Gaines-Bryant. This morning we're going to exhale about the back. We're going to be talking about or working with your lower back, the middle back, and the upper back this morning. Did you know that 1/3 of women in the U.S. at some point in our lives, we're going to have back pain? For men, it's 1/4 of men will have back pain. But men's back pain tends to be more debilitating than women's back pain. So we're going to deal with back pain today, but let's start off with our warm up. And I'd like you to begin by rolling your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let's do that once more. Rolling your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let's pay a little bit of attention to your breath this morning. I want you to take one hand, bring it to your chest, the other hand, bring it to your abdomen, and I just want you to take some breaths in and out, just noticing your breath this morning. Now let's place your hands on your knees, either palms down or palms up, and just continue with some easy breaths in and out. Noticing your breath. Now let's add some movement to the breath, stretching your arms out. Your fingertips are touching the floor. Let's press your right hand into the floor. Inhale your left arm up and overhead. Then exhale, release. Let's do the other side. Inhale, up and overhead. Exhale, release. Then let's just move up and down at your own pace, lifting and lowering your arms in a way that feels good to you. Now, let's take your right hand, bring it to your left knee, and you're looking over your left shoulder, our first twist of the day, which is great for back pain. Exhale, untwist, lift the arm up, release it down. Let's do the other side, lifting your left arm up and overhead. Let's take your left hand, bringing it to your right knee, and we're looking over your shoulder. Exhale, untwist, sweep the arm up, release it down. Let's bring your arms to cactus pose now. We're doing a gentle twist to the left, back to center, gentle twist to the right, center, and release. I'm going to move this blanket from underneath my hips, coming back into a seated position. Now let's bring the soles of your feet to the floor. Your hands are behind you, and you're just going to lower your knees to the left, back to center, lower to the right, back to center, one more time to the left, center, to the right, center. Next time we lower down to the left, let's come on around. We're going to come up onto all fours. Coming into table pose. If you need a little something for your knees, you can always bring that blanket underneath your knees for support. So we're in table pose, and we're getting ready to do some cat and cow, which is good for strengthening the whole spine or stretching out the whole spine. Round your back, chin to chest. Drop your tailbone for cat. Inhale your head up, and don't lift your chin all the way up. That's not good for your cervical spine. Just look straight ahead. Dropping your abdomen down. Lift your tailbone for cow. So let's do a couple of cat and cows at your own pace. Just lifting and lowering in a way that feels good to your spine. Very good. Let's stretch your right leg out behind you, and you're just moving forward and back, getting in a little calf stretch here. Now we're going to take that right leg, bring it across the left leg. Then you're going to look over your left shoulder. Exhale, untwist. Bring that knee back to center. Let's do the other side. We're stretching that leg out. We're just moving forward and back. Now let's lift up your left leg. We're going to bring it across the right leg. Your toes are still curled under, and we're looking over your shoulder. Exhale, untwist. Bring your knee back into place. Now we're going to do something called thread the needle. I'd like you to inhale your right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle under. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, thread the needle under. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bring your right shoulder all the way down to the mat and stretch your left arm out in front of you. Use your hands to press you back up into table pose. And let's do the other side. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, thread the needle under. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, thread the needle under. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, we're bringing your shoulder all the way down to the mat. And we're stretching your right arm out in front of you. Using your left hand to press you back up into table pose. Now we're going to come down onto your forearms, stretching your legs out, and we're coming into Sphinx pose. Your elbows are next to your chest, your palms are flat down on the mat. Let's bring your big toes together and scoop your pelvis into the mat for Sphinx pose. Breathe. And just slightly tilt your chin towards your chest so that there's a nice long line of stretch from the crown of your head all the way to your toes. Now we're going to do like a baby push-up. So you're lowering your rib cage down to the mat. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Hold it, breathe. Then release. Very good. Let's bring your palms next to your chest. Your elbows are hugged in. Big toes touch. Scoop your pelvis into the mat. Let's press into your palms, coming all the way up into upward dog. Curl your back toes under, lifting up your hips, coming into downward dog. Let's bend your right and left knees. Now let's bend both knees. Straighten. Then take as many steps as you'd like to walk your feet to your hands. We're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Let your head be the very last thing to come up to center, and you're rolling your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let's do that one more time. Rolling your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Now, let's bring your palms forward. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your feet are firmly rooted to the floor. In mountain pose, breathe. Inhale, lifting your arms all the way up. Let's bring your fingertips together. Lower your left arm down by your side. Reach your right arm up and overhead. Inhale, coming up. Bring your fingertips together. We're going to lower down to the other side, lifting up and overhead. Inhale, coming into this version of mountain pose. Palms together. Exhale, down to your heart center. Let's do a gentle twist. Then back to center, twisting in the other direction. Come back to center. Let's come to the front of your mat. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, down to your heart center. Soften your knees. Hands come down to the mat. Stepping your left foot back. Lower your knee down. And we're going to slide that foot back. Let's lower down to your hip. We're going to come into a seated pose. Let's stretch your legs out in front of you. Sitting up nice and tall. Now I want you to bend your right knee. And we're going to take your right foot. You can keep that foot here if this is what's comfortable for you. But if you can bring that right foot across your left leg. Then we're going to take your left arm, hug your knee, and bring your palm directly behind you, looking over your shoulder. Exhale, untwist. Let's do the other side. We're bending your knee. Then let's bring your foot across your leg. Use the other arm to hug your knee. And let's bring your palm directly behind you. Breathe. Exhale, untwist. Let's get ready for just your basic staff pose. We're sitting up nice and tall. Just imagine drawing your navel in towards your spine, and you're just sitting up nice and tall, shoulders relaxed, pressing out with your heels. Breathe. Then release. Now, in order to deal with back pain, you've also have to deal with strengthening your abdominal muscles. So let's come to the front of the mat, soles of the feet on the floor, hands underneath your thighs, lift your chest, lean back for upward boat. Breathe. Now let's roll on down to your back. Bring the soles of your feet to the floor, stretching your arms out to a T. Let's lower your knees to the left. Come back to center, lower to the right. Come back to center. Let's lower down to the left. This time, take your left foot. Bring it on top of your right knee. Turning your head in the opposite direction of your knees. Then release. Let's move to the other side. We're bringing your foot on top of your knee. Turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees. Then release. Bring the soles of your feet to the floor. Your arms are down by your side. On an inhale, scoop up your hips. Exhale, release your hips down. Inhale, scoop up your hips. Exhale, release your hips down. Inhale, scoop up your hips. Exhale, release your hips down. Let's take your right knee, bring it into your chest. Interlace your fingers on your shin. Then release. Now let's do the other side. Interlace your fingers on your shin. Then release. Arms down by your side once more. On an inhale, we're going to scoop up your hips. This time, we're going to bring your arms underneath your back. Reach your knuckles towards your heels. Breathe. Can you squeeze and lift a little bit higher? Release your hands, come up onto your toes, and gently lower your back down to the mat. Stretch your legs out. Bring your arms up and overhead. Take your left hand, touch your right wrist, gently stretch, point your toes as if you're lengthening your body. Then release. Let's do the other side, hand to wrist, gently stretch, press your lower back into the mat, breathe. Then release. With your right arm stretched out, we're going to roll over onto your belly. We're going to bring your palms next to your chest. Your elbows are hugged in, big toes touch. Press into your palms, lifting up to cobra. Then release. Let your body melt down onto the mat, and I want you to just wiggle your hips right and left. Now, let's stack your fists. We're going to bring one fist on top of the other. Your elbows are stretched out to the side. You can bring your forehead down. You can bring your chin down, whichever one works best for you. But I want you to scoop your pelvis into the mat. Big toes touch. And I'd like you to relax the left side of your body as you lift up your right leg. And always remember to lift from the thigh, not the knee. Then release. Let's do the other side. Scoop your pelvis into the mat. And we're lifting up your left leg as you try to relax the right side of your body. Then release. Very good. Let's bend your knees and we're just going to windshield wiper right and left. Release your legs back down to the mat. Let's stretch your arms out behind you. Your palms are down, your big toes touch. Scoop your pelvis into the mat. After your next breath, lift up your arms, lift up your legs, lifting up your head and chest. Then release, letting your body once again melt down to the mat and just wiggling your hips right and left. Bring your palms next to your chest. One more time. Your elbows are hugged in like chicken wings. Press into your palms. We're going to push up once more. into upward dog. Press into your knees. We're going to push back into child's pose. Your arms are stretched out in front of you. You're pressing your hips back towards your heels. Breathe. On an inhale, you're moving forward into upward dog. Exhale, pressing back into child's pose. Inhale, moving forward into upward dog. Exhale, pressing back into child's pose. Inhale, moving forward into upward dog. Now we're coming up into table pose once more. Let's bring your knees together. Lower your hip down to the left as you look over your right shoulder. Come back to center. Lower down to the other side, looking over your shoulder. Come back to center. Separate your knees, and we're going to push back into child's pose once more. Coming back up into table pose. If you've got a strap or a scarf available, please feel free to get it. And what I'd like you to do is take that strap, and you can have a couple of inches in between your hands, and we're bringing that strap behind you, and you're just lifting your arms up, then down, up, down, up, and down. Very good. Now you're bringing that strap in front of you. Bring that strap all the way up and overhead, and we're going to twist to the left. Come back to center. Twist to the right. Come back to center. One more time to the left. Center. Twisting to the right. Center, and release. Let's come back to all fours for table pose. And I want you to stretch your legs out. We're going to come back down onto your belly. Forearms are on the mat. This time, I want you to interlace your fingers. Curl your back toes under and lift up your hips. We're strengthening your abs. Then release. Uncurl your toes. Let's take a breath. Curl your back toes under. A lot of people who complain about back pain don't realize that a lot of it is weak abdominal muscles. So let's do that again. Curl your back toes under, lift up your hips. This time, we're taking your right foot, bring it on top of your left heel, draw your navel in towards your spine. Then release. Let's do the other side. Bringing your toes on top of your heel, draw your abdomen in towards your spine. Then release. Lower your hips back down to the mat. Bring your palms next to your chest, elbows hugged in. We're pressing up into upward dog, coming into table pose. Then we're going to swing around, coming into a seated position. Bringing your legs into Sukhasana, crossing your ankles. If that's good for you this morning, rolling your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Bring your palms, either palms up or palms down. And we're going to close your eyes now and just go inside. Taking in a nice, deep, full breath. noticing how the breath fills your body. Notice the expansion of your rib cage, the rise of your chest. Pause, then exhale. Release the breath. Let the breath go. Squeeze empty. Once more, filling up with air, filling up with breath. Notice how the breath fills your shoulder blades, your collarbones. Pause. Then exhale. Release the breath. Let the breath go. One last time, filling up with breath. Noticing how the breath swells your body. Filling your abdomen, your back, your shoulder blades. Pause. Then exhale. Release the breath. Let the breath go. I'd like you to return to your natural breath, but I want to talk about gratefulness this morning. As you breathe in and out, just consider what you're grateful for today. That may be family, friends, your job. Feel that gratefulness from head to toe. Now send that gratefulness out to the people you love, the people you care for. Sending out gratefulness this morning. Then whenever you're ready, begin bringing your awareness back into the room. Bringing small movements to your toes and your fingers. Just bringing the awareness back to wherever you are. Let's stretch your arms out. Inhale all the way up. Palms together. Let's exhale with a sigh. Stretch your arms out. Inhale all the way up. Palms together. Exhale with a sigh. May the light in me see the light in each one of you. Namaste. I'm Stephanie Gaines-Bryant with the Morning Exhale. Enjoy the rest of your day.